gorgeous people. Welcome to the Hair at First podcast, where great hair meets real life. We're your hosts, Tessa,
Monica,
and Michelle.
Three stylists, moms, besties. We're keeping it real about beauty, business, and the chaos of motherhood.
We're here to share stories, laugh way too loud, and maybe spill a little shampoo along the way. Just a quick heads up, we're not making any medical claims or giving professional advice here, just sharing our own thoughts, opinions, and experiences.
So grab your coffee, your favorite blanket, and let's hair it first.
Hey, good morning and welcome back to Hair It First. Hope everyone's doing good out there, and it's awesome to see you two's faces. I look forward to this every week because I miss your little pretty faces.
What you guys don't see behind the scenes is we get on and we talk for a half an hour, 45 minutes before we even start filming.
There's some days
we miss each other.
Yeah, there's some days that we just really, we talk behind the scenes more than anything. Yeah, we're like, oh, maybe we should record something.
Right.
But that's what's great about our shit show friendship. We're just a shit show, and I love it. And we hope you listeners are loving our chaoticness and having a good time with our podcast. So,
yeah.
So today is the day after Super Bowl. So when you guys hear this, our stuff is edited, so it doesn't come out just right away. So sometimes you might hear us talk about Christmas and it's, Easter. I don't know. But be thankful that some stuff is edited out. You guys are probably thinking, oh my gosh, they have this edited and it's
you pictures are crazy.
still like this. No, we don't have no bleeping. We're not bleeping stuff out, but we do have stuff edited out. Or a lot of people would be offended out there, I think.
More so than they already are.
Yeah, more so than they already are.
Because let's be real. The amount of people that are so easily offended,
oh my God,
takes it to a whole nother level.
Exactly. And that just ties into last night's events. The Super Bowl. I have never seen so many people being just completely hateful, literally fighting, going deep. I mean, going low blows over who they decided to watch on the Super Bowl.
When did that change?
You mean for the halftime show?
Yeah. Yes.
When did the respect for, okay, Monica and I, we don't agree on everything. Tessa and I don't agree on everything in the world.
Bitches.
But I respect that they have a different opinion than me. It's okay.
Yes.
I still love you guys. When did that change? I'm trying to figure it out. Was it 2020? Was that the turning point for everything because of the media? And
I'd say 2021.
Yeah.
Because the year of 2020 was the most together I had seen people in a very long time. People were being kind. People were, but in that being home for months upon end, social media began to skyrocket.
Right.
So I think by 2021, it's when it got crazy. But I remember growing up, we're going to get heavy real quick. I remember growing up, you had no idea somebody's political orientation, religious orientation, sexual orientation. You didn't know that. I had no clue if my teacher was married or a lesbian or whatever the case may be.
Or right or left.
Yes, right, left. You didn't know that. You don't know why? Because we were taught you never talk politics or religion.
Right.
Yes.
You just don't.
Exactly.
And now, you lose friendship. You lose family.
Yes. So many of my clients lost their families because certain people didn't get the shot. And
It is. Yeah. It's just absolutely insane how divided everything is. And, I was telling Michelle that
Like my kids became political in 7th and 8th grade. I didn't know what the hell
Politics were or anything when I was in 7th and 8th grade. I didn't, that wasn't, now kids are made to be political because it's talked about all the way through schools. It's on the news everywhere. That's all everybody's talking about. And my boys are older now and they are still very political. But growing up, I didn't know all that stuff. I didn't, whatever. But
remember they'd bring the TV in on that trolley thing?
yes,
Yes.
yeah.
And we'd watch what if the president was speaking or whatever. I mean,
Yes.
it was like once a year, if that.
Well, they moved the TV and we watched the O.J. Simpson the trial and the day that he was
Really?
outrunning the cops. Yes. Well, hell, when you're younger and this, I've seen memes saying, we watched oh my gosh, what am I trying to say? The rocket explode and then they sent us to recess. It's like you had no time to it was just like, oh, okay. And then it's recess, it's not, I don't know. You didn't sit in the classroom and just talk about all these things. And I'm not saying that about school. I'm not knocking schools and how they're doing things. It's just so different.
I am. I will say that because the shit shouldn't be talked about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, fucking kindergartners shouldn't know anything about gender identity.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm going to say it.
That
I
is
agree on
where-
that.
That is where I have a hard stop.
Yep.
Me
A
too.
hard stop. Okay. My feelings. I mean, everybody on this podcast knows I'm a Christian. I go to church every Sunday. I have my beliefs and my values. If my children can't talk about Jesus in school, you cannot talk about the sexual identity that you're choosing to be.
Thank you.
You can't.
1,000%
It's not okay.
Agree.
And I don't care who you are. My kindergartner, my first grader, my second grader, if you want to have those conversations in high school about gender identity and all that stuff, my children at that point are not as pliable. I'm going to say it. They've already gotten a good foundation at home. And my 16-year-old, we might not agree on everything, but she knows where I stand.
Mhm.
And she is more than welcome to make any decision she chooses to when she is not under my roof.
And
That's fine.
It starts
But
at
my
home.
3-year-old and my 5-year-old and my 11-year-old do not need to know that you are a they, them.
Yep.
Because number one, I'm going to say this, and this is going to piss people off. They, them is plural. You're not two people. You cannot be two people. It is grammatically incorrect. And
It's physically incorrect.
yeah,
It's impossible.
I will also say, I don't care what you identify as.
I don't either.
You can identify as a purple fucking unicorn. I don't care. I am not going to dislike you because you're a purple unicorn. I am not going to, but don't make me have to change my beliefs to make you feel better.
Amen.
You shouldn't need me to do that.
Amen.
I don't need to validate your feelings the same way you don't need to validate mine.
And I
If
feel
I
children are so impressionable. And I remember my was my second grade teacher. I loved her, Mrs. Wendorf. Like the feelings that I had for that teacher, anything she told me I would have believed. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I think we all had that one teacher.
Yep.
Yes. So, if you're teaching your beliefs, not just curriculum, which by the way, you can't get rid of history. Removing books from schools, like I'm flabbergasted, you guys.
It's awful. That's
And
awful.
we live in a small rural town area. We're in the country, and it's happening.
I mean, we
here.
all do.
Mhm.
And I'm like, you can't remove things. We can't change history. History happened, and we're all learning from it.
Yes.
It's wrong, but we are learning.
I want to say this. My son is in preschool 4. We have a K-4 program at our school. Their schools in our county do what's called like a reading library. You get 5 books home like it goes in like a rotation. For the teacher, I love his preschool teacher. She knows where I stand. We are very similar in our beliefs and ideologies. And when we got these books, she told me, go through these before you read them to your children.
Really?
Love that.
And she was like, because you do not have to read all these books. Like, you can pick and choose the ones that you're choosing to read. But we have to give all of them. And she was like, I don't know what's going to be in there, but I just want you to make sure that you look at these books before you let your son. Why should that be something that is said?
Yeah.
He is in kindergarten, preschool.
Yeah.
He don't know anything about it. I mean, he thinks his tallywhacker is just like a addition to his body. Like, he doesn't. They don't need to know that.
They do not. No.
They don't need to know that.
They teach
They
sex
don't
ed
need
in
to
fifth
know.
grade here. Now.
They teach it in sixth grade. Well, they start the process of talking about it, and it's really funny. So I went through it with. It's not funny, but it's funny. I was talking to my mom about it when I had to have that conversation with my oldest daughter, and I'm like, you don't understand. And she's like, what do you mean? You just have the normal sex talk. And I'm like, I understand that, but I have to go a little bit further. You have to talk about the birds and the bees. I have to talk about the birds and the bees, the bees and the bees, the birds and the birds that used to be bees, the bees that used to be birds, the birds that want to be bees. And I'm like, you don't understand. And she was like,
That
she
is
was like,
funny.
you are so right. And I'm like, I have to tell her all this because, number one, I want my children to hear things from me before they hear it from somebody else. So I'm very vocal with my children. If my children ask me a specific question, I am going to tell them. Because I don't want somebody to misconstrue it and tell them the wrong thing.
Exactly.
And sex education now needs to be started early. I don't 100% agree with that. But because of all the hormones in our foods, our children are starting their menstruation cycles, third, fourth grade?
Yes. Younger and
That's
younger.
insane. I
Yeah,
was
it's-
17,
Really?
which was
I was
late.
16.
I
was
know that.
12.
Right?
Yeah.
I
We got
know.
way more hormones than what we did.
Yeah.
Damn it,
Just
Mom.
tell you
What'd you feed me? What'd you feed me?
But that's the reality.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, our kids are pumped with so much hormones, and so there's so many chemicals out there that are fluctuating their hormones. ADHD is at all-time high. Anxiety is at an all-time high. Like, it's just insane to me. Endometriosis. I've been doing a lot of research on that. Like, more people are having endometriosis, having
so
fertility problems, PCOS. Like, it's crazy. And I want to say this. I am sure that over the last bajillion years, people have had those feelings of being like transgendered or not feeling like they're in the right body. And I will say, for me personally, I don't care what you identify as. Like I've said it before, I don't care. There are certain things I'm not going to be okay with. I will never be okay with a man being in a girl's bathroom.
No.
I will
and
never
you
be
know
okay
what?
with that.
Too, if you look into it, there are a lot of people changing their identity or coming across that they're changing so they can get in that bathroom.
Yes.
And that's where a lot of sex trafficking, molestation, all these things, pervertedness. You know, a guy can say, oh, I'm a woman now and go into a girl's bathroom, and then boom, they've got access to all this. It's so people that are like, no, it's fine that they can go in the bathroom. But no, you guys, you don't know what their intentions are. So don't think that you know every single person and what they're about just because they say, oh, I'm now identifying as a woman. And I'm like you, Monica, you're not affecting me. I don't care one way or the other what you do with your life. I am a Christian. I know what I believe. You're not going to push anything on me. But I don't care. What you do in your life doesn't affect me until it does. And by God, I've got a lot of great nieces and nieces out there. You know, all my kids are older now and stuff. I don't want a man to go into the bathroom with them. and I know this is a controversial statement even that we're making or that we're talking about this, but that's what America's supposed to be, that we can talk about this stuff, and that's where it is so lost. And I think that goes back to what we originally talking about, how everybody's so fighting against each other, and it's just everybody is so divided. And last night was a perfect example of that, where America was freaking divided over 2 halftime shows.
And they
And
made
people
it that
got
way.
so damn violent
The
about it.
media-
I got,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna read a little message to you guys that
Oh yeah. this is
someone
great.
put. I had simply put, I am going to, or I'm watching Turning Point. That's all I put. And this guy says, I guess about Kid Rock, because he put his lyrics of his song from way back whenever. He said, Tessa Mel, sure wish you were younger so he could have put a killing on your asshole. Well, thanks, buddy. For one thing, don't call me out for my fucking age. And two, ow. Ow. What did that, there was no, why, my comment was not hurting you at all. Why did you have to go to those extreme? And I'm going to kill your asshole if you're out there, buddy, listening. All right, I'm not going to kill your asshole, but.
I just want to say, I feel like politics needs to be taken out of it.
Yes.
Politics needs to be taken out of it. That was an event for the Super Bowl. It did not need to be a political agenda for either party.
Yes.
And that's exactly what that was. That show was a political propaganda because of all the stuff that is going on right now with ICE and the borders and everything like that. And I don't care what anybody says. That is exactly what yesterday's performance was.
I have
It was a
something to
political
say.
agenda.
I this just popped into my head. So Mike and I were out running errands the other day, and we were in town, that's what we call it. And there's this part of undeveloped. So there's like woods, right? By this neighborhood, by the office where he works. And we're driving by, and this guy pops out of the woods. Now, mind you, it's winter, so, the leaves are gone. So I was like, oh my God, watch out. Like, because it's slippery here too. And he's like, oh, that guy's there all the time. I said, what do you mean? He said, he's got a tent. He and his family live in the woods. I'm like, it's 9 degrees out. And he goes, I know, it's really sad. He goes, look, when we go by, it's not a big tent. It's a little tent. This man had a coat on, no gloves. Like, I got teary-eyed. So, I mean, I'm going to say this, and this could piss a lot of people off, but how about we take care of our own before we take care of others?
Yes.
This man is living in a fucking tent in 9-degree weather. Well, I was like, why isn't anybody helping him? Like, what is going on? I'm so flabbergasted.
You guys,
And, you see homeless people in, bigger cities, and we have them in our town and stuff. And I know some of them don't want help. Like, you know what I mean? It's a decision sometimes, if people have some challenges. However, I know that with the way that the economy has gone and people have lost their jobs and their homes, and, there are those people out there that need help. Why can't we turn these abandoned buildings into shelters? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Why can't we take care of our veterans?
100%.
Yes.
Why can't we
100%.
take care of
Now,
our veterans?
I will say there are some out there that are perfectly capable of
Amen.
working and all
Absolutely.
of those things. I have been tricked more than once with that stuff, and I have definitely opened my eyes to a lot of things. But there are people that cannot, and a lot of our veterans just being thrown out there. It's just awful. In one of our neighboring towns here, one of our neighboring cities, there's a big deal going on right now because one of the homeless froze to death and died. We had that snowstorm and that below 23 below weather, all that. He was turned away from a shelter. And so I've been keeping up with it to see how it's unfolding, to see what But it makes me so sick to my stomach that this poor man literally froze to death and died outside because no one helped him. And when we went to New Orleans, have you guys ever been to New Orleans?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, so there's tents everywhere, and these
Everywhere.
tents match. I was like, how are all these? How is everybody getting the same exact tents, and things?
Right.
They were set up everywhere. And so we talked to one of the locals, and they said, we recognize that we have a homeless problem. So instead of ignoring it, we are trying to help the situation. So the city actually provides these tents for them so that at least there's just not stuff everywhere and it doesn't look like a whole, but they acknowledge that they have an issue with it. So they are doing what they can to help. And I thought that was great. I'm like, okay, then why can't, not that nobody wants to encourage that, but shit happens, man, especially nowadays. It is so hard to afford even food.
Yeah.
Let alone your housing, your rent, your electric, your gas, all of those things. Everybody's struggling so bad, and we've got to start right here at home. You're right. That's one thing I love about our company is, Kat and her idea for Firm of Hope, and
Yes.
we're starting right here in the USA
Yes.
because that's what we need.
Well, and I feel like, it's tough, but it's really hard. I will say, I think that food stamps and helping out is a fabulous thing. I think it is wonderful. But I also have a little bit of discourse with it because I went to the grocery store and watched people that I do not believe are from this country because they weren't speaking our language. The checkout, they had 4 carts. 4 carts. 4 at BJ's. 4 carts full of food. And I saw them pull out, ours are called independence cards. I saw them pull out an independence card. And I'm like, how is that okay? And it wasn't healthy food. It was Gushers and fruit roll-ups and, just junk, sodas. And I'm like, I know people who are busting their butts and working and don't qualify because they make too much money to be able to get assistance. And they're like, yeah, I make too much money, but yet I have like $46 at the end of paying all of my bills. And that's to hope that my electric bill is at $900.
And if they try
this
and work
month.
overtime, then that puts them over the threshold, but they still are at a sustainable wage.
Yeah,
They
they're not
don't make enough to
Yes.
survive. So the
Yes.
system keeps them down. So
Yes.
they can never get better.
The
Because I
system-
work in our industry, it's huge, especially
Mhm.
single moms.
Yes.
It's huge because I've had conversations with people, and they're like, I said, you have the opportunity, and these are like younger girls. This is back in the day. And talking business and trying to teach them. And I said, you have the opportunity to work as many hours as you want, right? And this particular girl, her mom helped her out watching, so she didn't have to pay for daycare. And I said, you could work extra hours. And she said, Michelle, if I do, that puts me over the threshold. And in our industry, we're not guaranteed clients. We don't get a paycheck if you don't show up as a client. So this girl could not work more because if she misses or if she goes over by 1 month, she's done.
Yeah, she loses all of her
She
assistance. And
loses
then
all
next
of her
month,
assistance.
when you have a bad month and you're not making any money, then you're screwed.
Right.
Yes.
It's
Exactly.
just- the system is it's warped. It's wrong.
It is so. It is.
And people that are, professionals at it, that gets me on a whole nother tangent. I'll tell you this, you guys, I have had back problems for a while, right? But they're getting to the point where they're excruciating. And when I'm done working for the day, I'm at a level 12, 15. Like last Tuesday, I came home and cried. Like, I am a freaking tough chick and I can make it through the day, but I am mentally and physically exhausted. And I take offense to having to pay and support people that are not putting the same effort in. I am all for helping people that need help. I'll give you the shirt off my back. Whatever you need, I'm for it. But if you are able-bodied, right? Is that what I said? If you can work,
able-bodied,
go work. Come
Yes, exactly. This system originally was put in place to help people that can't make the ends meet, people that can't work. And it's been so abused. And now it's like, it's just awful. It's not there for the people that are working that can't make ends meet. It has changed dramatically. And they have got to start. I'm sorry. I believe in drug testing if you're getting.
Amen. If I have to
too.
get drug tested to go to work, you need drug tested to get any sort of government assistance.
And if you are able to work, not on disability, all that, you should have to be mandatory to work so many hours a week to be able to get them. If you're able-bodied, there are so many. I mean, they need to tighten the reins on this. It's awful. We have a local OCAC is what's called. I don't know if you guys have something like that, but where people can go to get assistance to pay their electric bills, things like that. But they also, on every Friday, they would have food. You could come by and get big boxes of food. Well, it happened to be right beside my salon. So I would watch out that window, not to purely be nosy, but because at one point I glanced out there and I seen people I know, mind you, I live in a small county, that I know could afford their own food, that were there getting boxes of food, or that were perfectly able to go to work. And this food was for the elderly, that they're getting paid $700 a month, Social Security, and that the rent's taking all of it, or their meds are taking all of it, and they don't have the extra for food. Or people on disability, or mamas, single mamas that are struggling their butt off, or whatever. But able-bodied men even, and women that could afford their own food, or by God, go to work and get your own food, that were getting in that line. And they had cut back all of the proceeds for that so much that they didn't have enough food to give to everyone that really needed it. And these people were over there taking advantage of it. And I was just like, I thought about going out there and calling people out,
Right.
But so sorry about my little tangent there. Wow.
Okay, so
We've
let's
been
talk
on a
about
little
Super Bowl.
tangent
We're
today.
already 27 minutes into it. We got to talk about the Super Bowl.
What the hell have we even talked about?
Lots. Very controversial stuff.
Very
the
controversial.
ADHD is ADHing
For sure.
in this group today.
The Super Bowl I absolutely loved Turning Point last night. I loved Kid Rock's statement, and I'm just going to say that people are going to yell at me and tell me that they hope I get my asshole killed by
But you shouldn't have
by
to worry
him.
about that.
No,
you should
I
not have
shouldn't.
to worry. because
I'm
you
so
like
upset
something.
that I missed it.
It was
I'm so upset
it
that I
was
missed
so
it.
beautiful, and the fact. Okay, so at first I was like, because he came out to his bomb, Kid
I
Rock.
knew that was
and-
going to be
And
it.
I've seen
I was
Kid
back
Rock
in the
at
bar
concert.
going,
I know, and I'm just like, yeah, but he wasn't singing all the words. I'm like, there's got to be a reason why this is happening. And then the most beautiful violin and what's that other?
Chills.
What was the other instrument?
It was
Violin and cello.
cello.
Beautiful. Just they played.
And they were, I said to my husband, can you imagine? I have chills right now. So everybody that didn't see it, FYI, it wasn't a headbangers ball.
No.
Okay. Yes, there was some rock. There was country. Kid Rock's finishing that song. Oh my God. But anyway, so this violin and cello, it was so peaceful. And it was a man and a woman. And I said to Mike, the expression on their faces, to be that into your music and your belief to be there, you could read it in their body language and you could see it on their face. Like I got teary eyed.
You could feel it in your heart. Oh, I bawled.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
feel it in your heart. I have chills right now. And
Yeah.
I will
then
be YouTube watching this later.
you have to, Monica, because then here is they light the stage back up and there's a name on the stage and it's Robert Ritchie, and they announced Robert Ritchie, which is Kid Rock, and he did I can't remember Cody Johnson's song
I'm not sure.
Till You Can't, but he
Yes.
added
Oh my God.
he
He put his
added
own words.
a verse in there
Into
talking about how, basically he's a Christian now. He has turned his life over to God. So why in the world, we've all made mistakes in the past. Why are people judging him and saying blah, 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 blah? You guys, I'm a different person than I was in 2000.
Me too.
So it was the most beautiful, heart-wrenching. I just loved it. And you just felt it. And then they went in and did a tribute to Charlie Kirk, which was
Eyeball.
me too. The most precious, that man, he was such a precious human being, and God put him on this earth to do exactly what he did, and the way that he was taken was so awful. But the tribute to him last night was so beautiful, and thank you, Kid Rock. Thank you, Lee Bryce. Thank you, Brantley Gilbert. All of you that did that. Amazing.
Who was the female?
Oh,
Debbie Barrett.
yeah.
Yes.
It was just, and I'm not a huge country fan.
Me either.
I know you are, but it was the most beautiful. They all did amazing. It was just the most.
And I'm
Monica,
just gonna
you've
say
got to
out there,
watch it.
I'm going to
I
say
am.
this, and this may piss people off. We live
I
in
think
America.
our whole episode is going to piss people off.
Oh, I do too. And this is the way it is. We have the right to our opinion. You have the right to yours.
We're not
And-
trying to
and
fight.
We are not attacking any individual people.
No.
This is just what we think. And this is the difference between, and I'm going to say it, having respect and class for other people, because you can have your opinions and I can appreciate that. And actually, a lot of times with my clients, I try to understand it, the ones that I know I can talk to. And a lot of times I will walk away thinking, oh, okay, I can see why they would think whatever. Like, I'm open to discussions. But when we live in America and our language is English, and the Super Bowl is one of the most viewed sporting events in the whole United States, why do we have an artist speaking Spanish? And I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I don't speak Spanish. I live in Michigan.
So
and-
many people that do speak Spanish have been commenting, I couldn't even understand what he was saying.
Right.
So there you go.
The point of all of it is we live in America.
Yes.
When Michelle and I go to Puerto Rico next week, we're going to be in their country. We're
Yes.
going to respect their country and their rules and everything like
Well,
that. And I
Puerto
can
Rico
guarantee you,
is part of America.
I know, but they speak Spanish
They
because
speak
that's where the guy who sang last night is from.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Like,
But
I
he's
get that.
American. That's the whole thing. People are like, he's American. He's American. Okay. But guess what? I'm learning this too. And viewers, correct me if I'm wrong. If you live in Puerto Rico, you don't vote. So
No.
you can't vote. So you have to either move to Florida or somewhere in the United States for your vote to count. So exactly what Monica's saying. I'm going to respect the culture.
Yes.
I understand that I may not understand people's language because I don't expect you to learn English when I'm coming into your region.
Exactly.
the
I
same
should not
way
be
if-
expected to learn Spanish when English is my language.
Yes.
in my
And we're
country.
in America.
Yes.
We're in America.
Yes.
I'm still floored. Like, I'm getting angry. I'm angry about this. I'm angry that it happened. This was political and it pisses me off.
He already
Because
said
it's
he
not
hated
okay.
America. He already said he hated the USA and he'd never play here again. He
Did he
did
burn a
that.
flag?
Yeah.
He
and
brought-
he did that he did it to make a political statement. That's exactly what it was. And it was complete bullshit.
Bullshit.
It was completely uncalled for.
Yeah, it was uncalled for.
It was extremely uncalled for.
Yeah.
And here is a really cool saying. And I'm going to say it. If you do not like America, leave.
100%.
Leave. Get on a plane. They go every single day, probably every hour, to different countries. For the love of all things good and holy. If you do not like America and what America stands for, don't be here.
Yes.
It's so simple. If I moved to Paris and didn't like what was going on in Paris, guess what? I'd leave Paris.
Yes.
I wouldn't disrespect their flag. I wouldn't disrespect their people. I wouldn't disrespect
Their president.
anything. Their
For
president.
God's sakes, when did
I
we
would
get
just
to
get up
talk
and
so
leave.
bad about presidents? I mean, this goes
Well,
back to Biden and
thank
Obama
you.
and all that.
Respect
That's all of
the
them.
position. Respect the
That-
position.
yes.
And teach your
That is
kids
a
to
whole nother
respect the
podcast.
position.
It is.
There are people
We could have a
that
whole
have been in
conversation on that.
There have been people in office that I didn't necessarily like, but by God, respect that position. We were always taught to. That is lost now when you have kids saying these awful things about our president. Seriously, whether I like him or not, he's the president of the United States. Nobody respects our country anymore. No one.
Every other country, I would assume that they think that we're the laughing stock of the world.
Yes.
And it's
And
because
not
of
because of our,
actions.
it's not because
Yeah,
of
it's
our
not
president.
because of our president. It's
It's
because
because
of the
of our-
way we act.
The actions.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, we've went on a lot of tirades today.
Woo! Look at
Fired
that.
up.
We have hit all markers. We have hit.
And I'm not apologizing
everything.
for what I said, by the way.
I'm not apologizing for what I
I'm
said.
not
I'm
either.
sorry.
I believe.
I will say, if you're offended by what we say, we've made it extremely clear from day one that we are 3 Christian women that are very true in our belief system. It doesn't mean that we're going to dislike you. It doesn't mean anything. We've said that multiple times in today's podcast, that we don't care whether you're a purple unicorn or what you identify as.
Just be
You're
nice.
you are a child of God.
Yeah.
Which means I cannot dislike you
Yes.
because I don't dislike anybody who is a child of God.
No.
And
Okay, if
whether
they're
you want to
mean.
believe it,
I don't like mean people.
I
Sorry.
don't either.
I don't like you.
I'm on the edge. You don't want to fuck with me.
No, you don't. I told you
Michelle's
guys.
a little
I told you
crazy.
guys from the beginning, Michelle. It's Michelle. Nobody believes me. They're just like, she's so sweet and innocent. I'm like, she'll rip your fucking head off.
Yeah,
I
she
get to a point and then we're done. I do not
Well,
like mean people.
listen.
I don't care what you believe. Be nice.
Don't be me.
Be
Exactly.
nice.
Just be kind.
Exactly.
That's,
And we're
that's
not
essentially
judging
the
anyone.
story.
We don't judge people. I do not judge people. We don't care what you do with your lives. Quit caring
Hang on.
what we do in our opinion, and don't hate us for our opinion, because we're not hating you for yours.
And on that note, mic drop, bitches.
We got to go.
We see you next week. Love you.
See you guys. Have a good rest of your day.
And that's a wrap on this episode of Hear It First. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you laughed, learned, and maybe felt a little more seen through all of the good hair days and the hot mess ones too.
Remember, we're just sharing our own thoughts and experiences. No medical claims or professional advice here. Just real talk from stylists and moms who get it.
Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and share Hear It First with your fellow beauty lovers and boss moms. We will catch you next time with more stories, laughs, and probably a little conditioner in our hair.